Alright, continuation of the last video, doing this, what do you call it, on the paint here, getting rid of the imperfections, wet sanding and all that good stuff. Get this body paint looking good and shiny, and where you can see yourself when you're walking by it, and all that good stuff. So the other day, the last video was me stopping here on the hood, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on the hood here, and I'll get back with you. They're talking next week, Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. Well, Monday and Tuesday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday is going to be cold, and then it's going to jump up into the 70s and 80s over here in Kansas, which we are all looking forward to. So next week will be end of the week, and weekend will be a productive time for me to get out here and get a bunch of stuff done. Get back with you. Okay, so I got the whole car sanded, first level here. All the way around, roof. And I gotta go to the next stage. And, I'll get back with you on it. It's gonna be nice and shiny before you know it. Gotta go dull before you get shiny. Yeah, I was able to get all the dirt nibs and stuff out of the hood and the roof, and everything's looking good. Get back with you. Alright, quick little video here. I hadn't put one out for a while. So the last video that I put out, I was going around the car and I was sanding with 1000, 2000, and then was going to go to 3000. But as I was going around the car, I kept noticing little black specks here and there. And after further inspection, they was pretty deep down in there. They was down in the color area. So at that point, I called the paint guy and asked him, because I'm not a professional, like I keep saying. So I called a friend of mine down the street here and asked him what I should do. And he said that my best bet at that point would just be sand it all with 600 and then dust it and then re-clear it. Before I had talked to him, I had started in on this fender right here, and there was a couple spots that I was, because I'm, like I said, I'm not a professional, I'm a beginner. There were a couple spots on here that had them little black specks. So I was really going after it with the sandpaper, trying to get them specks out with the 1000 when I first started out. And the specks wasn't coming out because they were deeper than the clear. They were down in the color. So at that point, like I said, I went down there and talked to him, and he told me just to sand it all with 600, put a dust of color on it, and then re-clear. So I did that, and all was fine and dandy and everything until I let it dry for a few days and shrink back, and I come out, and right here, right in your eyeball, right here, And right here on the fender where I had been trying to dig at them black spots, I had dug down through the clear and it left what it looked like a dent here, 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 and up there. So at that point I was like, man, I done screwed up again. I'm gonna have to frickin' sand this whole car back down. And instead of doing that, I actually had a little bit of the color left. What I did is I went through and I sanded it all back down with 600, and then I hit those spots where I had dug really deep in, here and here and up there. And then I put, once I got all that done, I put a sealer in those areas to keep from getting a halo from where I had sanded through the clear. So I put some sealer on the couple spots that I had went through, and ran some water across there and looked at it several times with my light until I was able to get rid of those little dents here, and there. After doing that, I waited for quite a while for the sealer to dry, and then I came back out and I sanded on the sealer a little bit, wet sanded it with some 800 just to flatten it out. Once that was done and I let it all dry, I shot a couple more coats, not coats, but enough to cover the sealer in all the areas. And once I got the sealer covered, I dusted the whole fender again and reshot with clear. Thankfully, my pressures were pretty spot on and my color is matching, because I was so worried about that not matching. If it looks funny on here right now, it's because this is still wet from, not wet, but not dry yet from doing this morning. And then this has been sanded already with 1000 grit. So that's where I'm at. The whole car has been 1000 gritted on this side. On this side I have completed 1000, 1500, 2000, 3000 on this side completely, all the way down up the cell panel and across the trunk has all been all the way to 3000. I still have the roof to do, and I still have the hood to do, but for the most part I'm going to hit this with the lightly go over it with the 15, 2000 and 3000 just to make sure I get all my sand scratches out. I'm going to let this dry for a few days, and then I'll come back out, finish the roof, finish the hood, and get this sanded. And then I should be finally ready to buff and polish. I did have some 3M black lid polish, but it's not gonna cut the way I want it to get rid of any of the leftover scratches. And this is all light in your eyeball here, because I did check them good with light and everything, and they do match, but they just look a little bit different right now because this is shiny and this has been sanded. Once it gets sanded, it'll look like that. Got both of my doors adjusted. Oh, that was another thing. After putting this bowl back together and painting it the very first time, I had this door was a little bit low, so I raised it up, and when I did, it gouged this corner, and it peeled a little bit of the paint off right here on the edge. So that was another reason I had to get back in there to fix it. I went on the back side of the fender and filed the back side of it, and then recoated it, but the paint was just too thick on there. So when I shut it, like I said, it damaged it. I raised it up too high and it damaged it here and here. So that's been repaired. Door is where it needs to be. It's a little high until I get the glass in it and that'll level out. Same way with this door. Got it a little bit high, but that'll adjust out whenever I put the glass in. And I need to get in here and loosen these bolts and move the door out just a hair. Not much, just a hair. And then I should be good there. But anyways, like I said, it's been a while since I made a video, so I figured I'd make one and show you guys where I'm at with it, because I want to get this thing cut and buffed and polished and be done with this body work and paint crap. Do I ever want to do it again? Not really. Leave it up to the professionals, but I have enough knowledge now that the little bit of damage that's on the trunk of Dusty, it's going to be no problem. I'm going to pull that trunk lid off, fix the little dent, put some more color in that area, and then re-clear the whole trunk lid, and then I should be done with it. Then both cars will be done in the paint department, where I could start assembly on this thing finally. But, it's pretty nice. My second paint job turned out a lot flatter, and it didn't have all the dirt in it, because look at that. I put plastic up above the car, and I did not open the garage. So I found out from a couple paint people, one guy or the girl, excuse me, where I buy the paint from, because I told her about what was going on, and she asked me, she said, did you open your garage door? I said, well, I cracked it open a little bit. And she said, that's probably where your dirt came from. And then I talked to a couple other people, and they say the same thing. So had the fan in this door pushing out, hanging up there at the top, pushing out, and I had that cracked open so that the dirt was coming over the top of the door right onto the car. That's what happened. So now, like I said, I am so done with this sanding stuff. So basically this is the second paint job, and really it did turn out 99% better than it did the first go around. The second paint job has little to none on the dirt, and I thinned out the clear a little bit more, and when I did, boy, it just really laid out flat. I used the Black Widows for the spray guns, and I'll give them a thumbs up on the Black Widows, because I'm no professional, but it still laid out nice for me. Got a little bit of a run right here, but nothing that can't be repaired. Alright, thought I'd just show you guys where I'm at. I'm hoping, I got, like I said, some buffing pads and some different 3M coming, you know, like the cutting, and then the black lid, and I forget what the other one was. It's either white or blue or something like that. I can't remember. I did get a hold of Prismatic, and they're sending me a splotch, or whatever you call it, for powder coat this color, because my plan is to, if they match up, I'm going to powder coat these the same color as the car. I think that will look good with them being powder coated the same color as the car. And then my red line hubcaps, and I got beauty rings for them. So alright, that's where I'm at with it. I'll get back with y'all. Alright, this is where I'm at with it. Did the cut down this side with the 3M rubbing compound A, and I got the B. So I will do that afterwards. So I'm down this side so far. So far so good. Everything's looking pretty good. I got this side, and I got half of the trunk done. So I gotta do the other half of the trunk. Yeah, I got all the way down to the bottom of here, but I will still have to do this bottom section here all the way down, but that's going to require me laying over on the floor, so haven't got to that yet. But that's where we're at. About got this one side cut, and haven't done anything to the hood yet or the roof. I got this side sanded with 1000 grit, and I need to sand the roof with 1000, and then 2000 and 3000. But I'm giving this one more day to dry. So tomorrow I got one service call on a washer to go do. Then I'll come back and I'll hit this with 1000. I did come out last night. I don't know if you can see it very well in this video here. There you go. But I had this runs right here. But I came out last night while it was still kind of rubbery, and used my a razor blade and just kind of cut the majority of them off. So it'd just be a matter of hitting them with some 1000 grit on the wet. But alright, like I said, I ain't no expert, but I'm gonna learn. That's what they say. I mean, if you want to learn how to do something, just jump in and get your feet wet. So my feet are wet. Pretty happy with it, man, considering not knowing what I'm doing. I thought I got a cut through over here, boy. I thought I did, but then it polished out, thankfully. Just got to watch my ass right there in that corner on both sides with the buffer, because it didn't take but just a second, and it looked like it was cut through, but it wasn't. I was able to take the DA sander with the soft pad on it with some oh, what do they call that? Oh, dang it, microfiber pad, this one here. And the microfiber pad polished it out, thankfully. Alright, so that's where I'm at with it. continue on, and hopefully by the end of the weekend I will have this thing cut, polished, and ready to start assembling. Night night. Okay, this is where I'm at. Like I was showing you before, got this side cut. Still have to do the buff on it. Trunk lid, got it cut. Still need to do a little work on the filler panel up here, but got this side here, 1000 and 2000 all the way up to the door or to the fender, and I got this quarter of the roof sanded with 1000, and I'm done. I've been at it quite a bit, and it's almost 90 degrees in here, so 89. It was like 92 in here earlier, but the humidity ain't that bad. So alright, I keep on scrubbing on this thing until we get it done. Get back with you on it. Alright, so the first clutch that I bought, this part here was too short, so I had to order another one. And this one, you can see, it's good, and I don't know, probably ½ inch or so away from that pulley, which it should be more away from it, because I'm going to change that alternator pulley back to that other one, so that to set it back there probably, I don't know, probably about an inch, and then I'm probably about an inch away, maybe a little more, inch and a quarter or so away from the radiator. So I think that's going to work with no spacer. Alright. Okay. So this will be the last video here for a while for body and paint. Once I get it assembled or whatever, I might put out a finished video of what it looks like when it's all said and done. I am going to start working on this here at the same time that I'm assembling this. So the hood, he did body work on that hood a few years ago, or a couple years ago, and it's starting to shrink back. Well, you know how it goes. Just after, because he was in a hurry, or I was in a hurry, excuse me, to get the hood done. So it still needed to be sanded and buffed. So it's it's shrunk back because it's been a year or two. So I'm going to sand this with a 2000, 3000, and probably go all the way to 5000 on that, and repolish the hood. I think I told you guys before that I had that little bit of damage on the trunk lid that I'm going to repair. Right there. But I got to fix that. And I just want to show you that's where I'm at with it here. Getting this thing polished up. I still need to finish sanding the roof and polish, and the hood. Finish sanding the hood and polish. But there you you go. Here's a side shot. You can see my other car in it. Like I said, I mean, it's pretty nice. For a beginner, but this is my first all-out restoration, body paint and everything. So that's where I'm at. Just thought I'd show you guys. And like I said, this will probably be the last video until I get it assembled and running, and I'll put out a I'm done video. And this here's the first stage of the, I don't know if you can see me in there or not. But this is the first stage of the cut and buff. I'm using the 3M AB setup. So I'm on this one here, the rubbing compound. And I will be going machine polish at the end of this here. So, alright, get back with you on it. Night night.